to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars, crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the.
And welcome everybody to the Man Cave. My name is Paul Knapp, and I will be your host for tonight's show. This is season number 2, episode number 45. And waiting in the green room is our special guest tonight, Mike McCarthy from Mike's GI Dojo, if you're familiar with his YouTube channel. But first, we're going to introduce my co-hosts and panel members tonight. First up, we have this gentleman here, Mr. Rick Bradshaw. How you doing tonight, sir? I got no sound. Can you hear me?
How's that?
There you go.
How's everyone? We got a lot of people in the chat already.
Yeah, I know. They heard you were on the show, and they jumped right in, man.
Here I am.
They want another tour of your man cave from last week. So.
Sure, any day.
Hope you kept it clean. Hope you kept it clean, man. So.
I will say this. Thank you to that, because it got me going on straightening stuff up.
See,
so,
Tony T, man. Tony T motivated
Tony
us.
T, I owe him.
So, and from the great state of Michigan, who just kicked some ass this week and beat Ohio State to put Penn State in the playoffs. Thank you very much, Mr. Stacey Armstrong.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Although I don't think we're going to beat Oregon this week, but hey, who knows?
Well, not my problem.
And you said your team won this week. I didn't know you were a big Lions fan, but
oh yeah, 11-1.
11-1.
Best start in franchise history.
Detroit, man. So, well, hey guys, we got Mike from GI Dojo waiting in the green room. But first, let's see who's in our chat tonight. We got 15 people already chatting in. Tim Cope, thanks. Hey, this is early for you, Tim.
Hi, Ernie.
Oh, hi. Mr. Cruz Flores is here.
Yep.
The pastor.
Yep.
Oh, we got Barb this week. Oh,
my
sister
she's
must be
she must be back from travel in the world, my sister. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. She needs a special invitation.
Ernie from Ernie's Attic is here.
Ernie, yeah, Big Boss Jack.
Murray Corrigan, who we just were talking with backstage. Murray jumped on from Canada, had a little chat with us, and then jumped back off so he could go back to work. So,
is Dan DiBiase? Yeah, nice.
Alan Dawson, what? Alan Dawson from Europe?
Really?
It's gonna be like 3 a.m. there or something like that. 4 a.m.
Yeah. Yep.
So, and my sister, of course. Oh, hey. Thank you. Yes, today is my birthday. I appreciate that. I got a lot of birthday wishes on my Facebook channel. It's very humbling when you get all those during the day, man. It's nice to know that people do care still these days. It's not all about politics.
Sure. Go ahead. Keep believing that.
Oh,
Matthew O'Connor's here. Thank you, Matthew. Big Boss Jack. You're not first tonight, Big Boss Jack. You're a little late. So.
Action Joe Figs.
Yep. Working my way down here. Mr. Cruz must not have a sermon tonight or a mass tonight, or
no, it's not around Mondays. Not anymore.
Oh, really? And Dan's here. Wow. Andy and Indy. I saw those tags, man. That looks really cool, brother. Appreciate you. Miniatures and small scale. Good evening. I'm going to go around the room real quick and say what's new in your zoo, if there's anything new since we talked last week. Rick, I got you up first. Anything new? Anything coming in the mail to you?
Yeah, I got a couple of things. I'm going to show a couple of figures I have that are cool. I don't know if I've ever shown these. These are NECA figures. This is Mandrake. Did I ever show this one?
No.
He's even got his spats. Look at that.
Yeah.
He's got a wire in his cape so you can move his cape around. And
Yeah.
of course, he's got his buddy, the Phantom,
Oh yeah.
the ghost who walks with his
Did
big
you
long slide 45s.
did you customize either one of those, or is that how they came?
No, these is how they come.
Yeah.
Defenders of the Universe, I think they're called. And NECA did a really bang up job. This is probably the best Phantom figure you can find anywhere. Fantastic. Look at go. Look how much muscles he's got.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They
No,
they used you as a
they
right?
used me as a
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
I didn't make any money though. So the new thing I got. This is. I just got this yesterday. I'm a sucker for robots.
yeah.
So
Who made it?
This is by Nacelle, the same company that made that produced the Toys That Make Us, or the Toys That Made Us,
Toys that made us. Huh.
that TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is their Max 89, which is from the Max Steel line. Yeah. RoboForce, which was originally came out in like 84, I guess, or something like that.
Wow.
So he's pretty cool. My only gripe is he's got nice tight joints, except for this one leg is wonky.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he might be taking a trip. Whoop, his hand fell off. He might be taking a trip back to Walmart. But he's a neat little robot. If you're looking for robots, he's about 8 inches, 7 inches tall. This is him next to a 6-inch guy. So he's good size.
Yeah, for 6-inch stuff.
Yeah, fun robot.
Does he do anything? Does he light up or?
No, I was surprised, but he is a solid chunk of
Yeah.
glass, he's solid. So that's why this doesn't work well, because you try to stand him up and whoop. But the cool thing about him, he's got suction cups on the bottom. So you can stick him on a flat surface and he just kind of bobbles around. But the best thing I got,
Defenders of the Earth, Andy said. Andy and Indy.
yeah, Defenders of the Earth. So
Defenders of Earth,
anyone familiar with Mezco 112 Collective?
I've heard about it.
This is Junkyard Joe.
Huh.
And Mezco does high-end figures. They're 112 scale, 6-inch. And Junkyard Joe is based on a comic book that came out in 22. And his origin was 1972. He was in the middle of the Vietnam War. And he was a robot, obviously, that became self-aware and became a rogue. But he's described as a robot super soldier with a heart. So I guess the comic book is pretty good, and the comic actually some of the proceeds went to help veterans, which was pretty cool.
That's
Wow.
Here is Junkyard Joe.
Wow. Definitely Vietnam era fatigues.
Yeah.
M16. Yeah.
Yeah. He's missing some pouches. They should have gave him pouches. And this flap holster is a little wonky. It doesn't want to stay down.
Yeah.
So I got to figure that out.
Does the clothing actually will come off? You could change it.
You can take it off, but it's not meant to come off.
Okay.
What's he wearing underneath? Is it?
It's like a body. It's not like see the arm. It's not like a metal thing. It's not a robot. Only his head and his hands are robotic.
Ah, okay. Still pretty cool though.
Yeah.
And he's double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. He's pretty articulated. The clothing, the way they fit this clothing on these guys though, is it's a little restrictive. You can't quite get the poses you want,
Yeah, but that's why it looks so tailored for him though and tight.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
Yeah, that's why.
He's got his jungle boots.
Murray asked, "Are they new releases?" I don't know if he meant those or the other two that you had up. But
The NECA figures came out, several years ago.
Okay.
You can find them on eBay. This
about
guy's
that
a new
figure?
release.
That's new, really.
Junkyard Joe is new, and I had to get him on eBay because 112 scale, the 112 collective sells out like quick, and then you got to go on a waiting list, and you're not guaranteed to get them. So I just bit the bullet and I went through eBay. So
JEB in Canada wants to know who has the rifle in the back to the left. I guess he's talking about
the rifle in the back to the left.
Yeah, the
His
Western guy.
left,
Yeah,
his left or my left?
that one, that side you were on right there. Your left.
Stacy, which way? This way? That
Your
way?
left. No, that's your right.
you got a 50-50 shot here, dude. Just pick one.
Good either way.
Don't make this tough on me, please.
Remember, you're not mirror
down,
image.
down
The
below.
door side.
That's
The door side. There you go. The Western guy. Yeah.
JEB, eventually we'll get to it.
Hey, we got an hour now. Come on.
Yeah, you got an hour, man.
This is my Roger Patterson
There you go.
hunting Bigfoot. He's got a nice double barrel shotgun.
Yeah. It is very nice.
He's just a Joe. The jacket is really nice. It came from the Construction Jack figures. This was he might have been the electrician. I'm not sure. The clothing was great.
I don't know how you can remember all
That's
this
all I
stuff.
got. You can kick me to the curb now.
No, Andy and Nitty said that there's several reimagined RoboForce characters in that line.
Oh, so there's more
Yes.
other than yeah.
Yeah, this one is Max 89, and then there's another one called Wrecker, who's like a construction robot. I didn't like the looks of him, so I didn't grab him. And these came out like a year ago, so I was surprised. I was in Walmart on Sunday, and there they were on the shelf. I was really surprised.
So Ernie said nice cloth suits. So they are cloth material on the outside, right?
On the which one?
The Vietnam, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it is cloth, but they don't
Yeah.
sell other outfits to go with it. I mean, it's just that, you know. What I mean?
No, but good old me, I found another 112
Yeah.
Vietnam figure.
Did you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Robot or figure?
No, a figure made by DID. They did a Platoon.
Yeah.
Offshoot where they did all the characters from Platoon.
Yep.
And I found one fairly cheap and grabbed him. I'm waiting for him to get shipped out of Brooklyn.
Tim Cope wants to know what make is the shotgun.
I believe that's from Wyatt Earp, Sideshow Wyatt Earp.
Yep.
Very detailed. I believe it breaks too.
Nice. That's nice then.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I got.
Very cool. All right, brother, you're up.
Well, I refuse to show anything unless I get paid. No. All right, we're done with him then.
Well, that's
All right.
short. That's going to be a short opening.
Okay, so update on the two. Well, I showed you 3 heads last week, so we'll start with the painted head first. This is all done now. All right, ready?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Very nice. So I don't know. I'm still a traditional painted head kind of guy. I'd rather have those from you than the.
Now, this is what. This is kind of what it would have looked like when it came out. I mean, this is what I'm having to deal with. Can you see?
Higher. There you go.
So crappy stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So they're really bad. So that's what that one was. All right. Here is the reason why I'm doing the box because it seems to block it out better.
Yeah.
This is the.
Oh, that's
black
nice.
head.
Yeah, that's very nice.
So everything's been repainted. Remember,
Yeah.
I painted the eyes. All the eyeball. Everything's all painted. So.
Now that came to you as a painted head, and you turned them into a fuzz head, or no?
Well, he was a fuzz head. Remember, I had 2. One was a painted, which I already showed you, and this one was the fuzz.
Yep.
All right. Now we'll show you Sean Connery. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not Sean Connery. He's in disguise again.
A little higher. We couldn't see it.
He was in disguise. This is his mask. But here's his face.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Oh yeah, great. That's awesome.
Yeah. Getting a lot of
So
compliments in the chat room.
now I put a GI Joe neck post on them. Then after I got done with it, I liked it so much, I decided I couldn't put it on a GI Joe because it's not quite bendable enough. I want to be able to do the typical like James Bond pose where he's holding the gun. So I bought a dragon figure with bendable fingers.
Oh yeah.
So I got to cut the neck post back off with a Dremel and then reattach it to this. So I bought this for like $11 on eBay and came with the hands. So, and then I bought a business suit with a tie and black suit with a white shirt, and
Yeah.
put that on. And I bought a Walther PPK with a silencer, which is coming from China, which will probably be here at the end of the year. So once I get everything done, and then I plan on putting probably Murray's. He sent me one of his holsters, so I'll probably put that in that. So
Cruz Flores says, "I want to know who flocks Stacy's hair.
I do.
You flock your own hair?
No, it's cut, dude. I told you I can't stand it anymore long. It's just I got to keep it short. It grows so fast.
Yeah.
Sorry if you have issues with that, but I don't.
Pretty soon we'll all be like Rick. We don't have to worry about it.
I cut my own hair.
My girlfriend just started cutting my hair this year. So
You got to go all the way.
every 2 weeks, man, little.
You better make sure that you keep her happy.
Yeah, well, when the barber went from $12 to $13, that's it, man. I'm out of here. I bought my own razor. I do it at home, man.
Razors aren't cheap.
No, I bought like a $120 nice one.
Yeah.
And has all the adapters on it. But well, I don't want to keep our guest waiting anymore. I'm looking to see if there's any more questions from Lou. Oh, he said Andy and Ninny said those hands are 99 cents at Monkey Depot.
Well,
Really?
Is that the same hand they used for the G.I. Joe football player that
No, these
had the bendable hands?
See if I can show you. See,
Is
that's
there is there wire in the fingers?
Yeah, there's wire in each one of the fingers.
Yeah.
So you can do anything you want to with them.
Yeah.
And there's the other side.
Gotcha.
So yeah, they're really nice. Dragon didn't make them. There was another company that made them. DID or somebody made the hands a long time ago. And,
Cruz wants to know when you're going to show off that jet. Irwin jet.
Just up here.
I'm just reading the questions. Why are you getting mad at me, man?
That's supposed to go a long time ago, and he can't figure out what he wants to do with it. So
easy now. Stacy's tired.
I tell you what, man.
Oh, I got
tonight.
Yeah. No, I gotta. Well, I'm not happy with what I gotta do tomorrow. So
well,
it is what
it's my freaking birthday. You're not allowed to be unhappy.
Oh, I'm so sorry, sir.
Drink a beer. Shut up. All right. Well, we got our special guest. I'm going to bring him in. Hopefully, he didn't hang up on us. It is Mike McCarthy from GI Dojo. How you doing, Mr. Mike?
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
How you guys doing?
Welcome.
Hey, brother.
Good,
It's been a little while, but I know you follow the show. I know you've been on several times. I wanted to get you on tonight so you could talk about that last video that you just posted on your YouTube channel. Can you explain to our crowd that's in the chat room what you're working on in your backyard?
Yeah, so it's not 100% accurate, but I'm working on basically a one scale adventure team headquarters. So it's gonna
Is
be
is this something for your kids or for you?
No, I mean, my daughter's 17. Maybe some eventual grandkids, but no, it's just gonna be a little 8x8 room. That I'm going to build. It's going to have AC and heat, and also it's going to be kind of multi-purpose, but it's going to look like the adventure team headquarters. But I'll probably try to, put some of the collection out there, especially like the big stuff that, like vehicles that I don't have room for here in the house. And then I'll probably use it, as like a little guest house type deal for one person. It might even sleep out there in the aftermath of like a hurricane, because after, if I don't know if y'all ever been through hurricanes. I know Paul probably has out at Virginia Beach, but
Yep.
the hurricane isn't that big a deal. But once the storm's gone, the worst part is going without power for like 3 to 5 days.
Yeah.
And I can't really afford to do like the whole Generac house, but I'm gonna have that little building with the window unit, put a window unit in it and have a little small generator hooked to the window unit, and so we can sleep out there with air conditioning and not have to deal with all that.
My big question is the roof going to raise, and are you going to have a chair that goes up and down with a searchlight on top? Come on, man.
No, I'm not as. So I was actually inspired by a guy on YouTube that he doesn't do GI Joe stuff. He just posts super random videos. He's got 1 or 2 videos showing off a few action figures, but he posts like when he'll find a nice old record player at a flea market and post that, or a lawnmower. He posts really random stuff. But in the 90s, he built his kids a 1/1 scale like adventure team playhouse. That was absolutely amazing with the lookout tower and everything. And I'm not really a skilled carpenter. I haven't really built much of anything, but I watch a lot of YouTube, a lot of construction, like DIY stuff on YouTube. There's this channel called Bush Radical, and the guy always builds little cabins constantly just for fun. And the whole idea behind it is I had some telephone poles. I had these old telephone poles that were, from like the 60s, that came with my parents' house when they bought it. And they were just sitting there, not being used for much of anything. And I wanted to make like an elevated, fort type deal. And so I had the telephone pole sitting in my yard moved over to my yard for like 10 years. And I had been wanting to build something. And back in March, I finally got around to building the base. And then I had to wait for all the rain. We had like record-breaking amount of rain came in the spring and the summer. And so once the rain cleared up, early November here, I finally got around to building the wall studs, and I'll be doing the roof next week. But every dimension is 8x8. So I've only had to make like 6 cuts, and Paul can probably, put the video on the screen and show off what it looks like. But, I've only had to make 6 cuts so far, just because all the lumber and design was made to be easy, because if it was going to be hard, I would never finish it. So also
the video was cool, but it was too long for me to upload. I couldn't do it.
Oh yeah.
But
it's crazy that today is your birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, my 2 best friends and my niece, their birthdays today. So now I got to add to the list of December 2nd birthdays. Something to do. I don't believe in astrology necessarily, but there's something to do with that. Some kind of. I got to show y'all. I had it handy.
So there you go.
This is the Robo Force figure. Yeah, this is record. I think this is the guy that. This is the original, and Rick just bought the remake. So it was, this was a whole 80s toy line. They even had a play set similar to Castle Grayskull.
Really? I don't remember those.
Yeah. I think there's even an animated series. There's coloring books. It was really short lived, but they really rolled out the whole red carpet and did everything they could to try to make it into a franchise, but it fell flat.
I don't know.
Yeah, also got the Jungle Explorer ATV.
Yes.
Rick hooked me up with that. He gave it to me. I just had to pay for shipping. So thank you so much, Rick.
You're welcome. Found a good home.
Yeah. This has been on my list for, a couple of years. Also recently I picked up the SAS
figure.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. 40th anniversary. Got that from Cotswold in the little box set. And I bought the whole shebang just to get the figure because I've wanted one of these for a while. Andy says there's an. I knew there was something animated. Yeah, I actually found this guy at a flea market, and I was going to sell him on eBay, and my wife wouldn't let me. So it's actually hers. You know, she had it.
It's a cool little figure. Yeah.
Cabinet there stuff. Yeah. So yeah, as far as the building though, we can go back and forth about construction techniques and stuff. I mean, I chainsawed off the top of the telephone poles to have a square ledge for 2x6s to sit on, and then I ran like carriage bolt. Had to buy a huge drill bit and carriage bolts and bolted the 2x6s through the telephone poles, and got joist hangers holding up the rest of the 2x6s, and OSB floor, and then just cheap, all cheap wood, you know, white $3 cheapo 2x4s.
It looked pretty solid, man. It looked like it went.
Yeah, and I you get a lot of conflicting information because you know there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. I guess depending on who you ask, where they live, there's different construction techniques in different states, and depending on the weather, and does it need to stand up to a hurricane or an earthquake. But I found out most of the DIY channels, they screw everything together. And really, when you're doing framing, I mean, you guys probably know because you all been around the block, but you're supposed to use nails for framing so they can bend, because a screw seems stronger and you know holds it in tighter and more permanent, it would seem at first, but then the screws just snap off after a certain point, where nails almost never snap off. So you need to have that flexibility, like all these skyscrapers they build them to sway in the wind. You can't just have rock solid monolith that doesn't flex or do anything, or else it'll fail on you.
Did you have to get a building permit?
No. Yeah, I mean, if I lived in South Florida, I probably would have. Basically, I mean, here where I live in Lake City, I'm an hour from Georgia, and it's redneck USA, real country community. There's only probably 30,000 people in the county, and it's a good mix of. We got everything we need. We got a movie theater. We got all the restaurants you can name, but there's still plenty of woods around. All hunting, fishing, football, all that stuff. And so people don't get in each other's business at all. So you can, at least at this point, you can still build anything you want. And
so are you gonna paint it orange and yellow, or?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna do
gray.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of like olive drab, and then I'll put a little bit of orange trim, just to do homage to the headquarters. And it's not going to have a big panoramic window up top, or even a ground floor door, but I'm actually gonna paint the door to be like kind of a hidden thing, and I'll have kind of like G.I. Joe artwork painted on the side, so there'll be like a fake door that starts at the ground level, and because it's not going to be quite 1:1 scale, it's going to be, somewhere little,
You can rent it out. You can stay a night in the adventure team headquarters. If you build it, they will come.
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna
put it on Airbnb. Yeah, it's going to be cool though. It's it's so far. I mean, I got a lot of injuries. My back is just screwed for my age. I'm pretty screwed up. Lots of skate injuries, lots of injuries from working in law enforcement. So I'm not that a spring chicken for 40. I'm a little wore out, but it's been taxing on my back. But so far everything's been so easy, just because the way I planned it out to be easy. And
yeah.
So anybody thinks they can't build anything, if you start watching YouTube videos, you realize, like, wait a minute, I could do this.
I could do that.
When do you
Like
plan to
like
have
flocking heads. That looks easy, man. I can do
That I can't do.
it.
Build a whole- yeah.
When do you plan on having it completed?
It'll realistically probably be by next summer. Yeah, I'll have the roof. That's what I was getting at. Is it's I just been waiting on money. I anytime I get paid, I can spend like $50 in lumber. So the budget's pretty tight. So I'm gonna probably buy all the 2x6s to build the roof here in like a week or so, and then if I have the money, I'll start putting up OSB walls, and then eventually metal over top of that. And I work for the school system, so I'll have a couple weeks off for Christmas. So hopefully I'll get a lot done there, and I'll probably do the next update video on my channel sometime over winter break, December,
Yeah,
early
yeah.
January.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
We're all looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah.
Stacy,
Yeah.
I think we're getting a little feedback on your side, man.
On my side?
Yeah, every time we're talking, we're hearing ourselves again. I don't know why. It's not that big of a deal, but it's not Rick. I see.
It's coming and going.
Yeah, I just see your bar go up a little bit every time other people are talking. That's all.
Okay. Is it better now?
Yeah, right now it is. But.
Okay.
So, anything new in the mail from other than what you got from Rick?
No. Trying to think. I got the SAS figure recently. I got my cart filled at Cotswold. I got to place an order. I figured out how to put together a Beavis and Butthead box set. I've been trying not to spoil it, but it's pretty simple concept. Take Cotswold bodies, and then one of their heads looks like a lot like Beavis, especially with the yellow paint. And then the other one looks a lot like Butthead with the brown paint. And then they got M&C Toy Center chainsaw. And then I already got the shirts and the shorts and a Dollar Tree couch. I want to make a Beavis and Butthead box set using all that old school 60s era Elite Brigade stuff. So
Man, Cruz is really picking on you tonight, Stacy.
Yeah, I know he is.
I just like it because they're not picking on me for once, So
it's all right. I mean, I'm okay with it.
keep them coming tonight, Cruz, man. Let me. So, Stacy.
Yes.
Any questions for Mike? Rick?
Well, I was going to ask about the sliding door since he wasn't going to do but he said nothing with a sliding door.
I just wish you'd make the freaking up and down thing. That'd be cool. I don't know how you do it though, man. Hydraulics freaking lifts, because that'd be heavy as shit, man.
Yeah, maybe some counterweights or something. Somebody could do it, I'm sure.
I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah.
No, when I first saw the structure on your video, it does. It looks like the square, man. You got once you get the paint on it, it's definitely gonna look.
Yeah, it's gonna look pretty cool. And then eventually, also my idea too, it's gonna start out looking like the headquarters, folded up, but with the top pulled up. But then eventually, to make it look like it's folded out, I can add like decks on either side, and they'll be kind of like a facade. Put a deck on either side, and then just have two walls, and then from the backside just be like kind of little hangout area, because my wife always wants to grow plants or whatever, so maybe add on to it over time. Yeah.
So is it literally in the middle of your backyard, or is it like
it's off to the side, the side of my house. Yeah, I've got an acre, and there's a ton of trees for how small it is.
Okay.
So yeah, kind of hidden off to the side. When you're looking from the road, it's like to the left of the house, but you can't really see it because all the trees.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Are you going to have a map table, aka beer fridge?
I know, right in the middle of the room.
That's smart. Yeah, smart.
Right,
Yeah.
and then the top could be the map, right?
Yeah,
you could do the live streams from there when you get this thing finished, man.
Yeah, yeah. If I need probably a Wi-Fi signal extender. That's why I'm always in my living room when we stream, just so I make sure I'm close to the router. It gets a little fuzzy in the back of the house, but yeah, I'll do some kind of live stream from out there. Get a signal extender.
Ernie
you.
wants to know, are you going to weatherproof the OSB material?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, wood just doesn't last in Florida. It's brutal in the sun and the humidity. So the OSB is just going to be just a temporary thing, and then metal's going to go over top of it. That same metal they use for roofing, will be my siding, because anything else would be a waste of money. I'm cheap. I'll cheap out anywhere I can, building stuff like that. But I'll just be throwing my money away if I use any kind of wood siding.
So the telephone pole's got to be creosote or something that they.
That's exactly what they are. Yeah,
Yeah.
I forget what it was called, but yeah, it's that stuff. So the backstory on the telephone poles, my parents are from Jersey, then they moved to South Florida in the late 70s, and then they wanted to get out of South Florida because it got so built up and hectic down there by the 90s, and so they were looking for a vacation house, and so I don't know how they landed on Lake City, but it's just where I-10 and I-75 meet up. That's the only reason that the town is anybody knows where it is. But they found this, they were looking at real estate. They were going to buy like a little shack in the woods as a vacation home. They were looking at real estate, and there's this house up on a hill, so it's not a flood risk like a lot of Florida is. And you'd think that the real estate agent was just BSing us, but now I've been living on the same property for 30 years, and we've never even thought about getting flooded, no matter how big the hurricane was, or how much rain. Anyway, so my parents' house, it was built on a hill, has a full like 8-foot deep basement, just like up north in Florida.
Wow.
And it's a basement, and then there was like a kit house built on top of it. And I think the guy that built it around 1980, the dude was like an engineer or something, because the whole place is just awesome. And then there was a pole barn that was built with these telephone poles. And so around 2016, my dad retired. He retired around 2012, but around 2015, me and him wanted to build a workshop with a lift and everything. So we tore down the pole barn, and it was all the wood was just junk. It was all obliterated, but the telephone poles were flawless, because there's some kind of something or other from the 50s or 60s, like you said,
Creosote, yeah,
Yeah.
which is illegal to use now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was about to say it's some kind of chemical that is supposedly harmful.
It's like tar. It's like a tar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that being said, these telephone poles are going to outlive all of us probably, because of that chemical. And so I had, and I was just thinking for years, like, man, I got to make some kind of, elevated, cool, playhouse for my kid. And when I got them, she was only, like 6 or 7 years old. And, time flies, and now she's 17, but she's more excited about it than I am, even though, she's 17. She's going to sleep out there and, hang out there. And, yeah. So she grew up with G.I. Joe in the headquarters. So she's all down with it.
Airbnb, man, Airbnb, and you give them a pair of camo jammies.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it sort of kind of like survivalist out there. I'll have these little IKEA. I use these IKEA picture frame shelves to display my figures. I'll probably put some of those out there, and then have those up on the wall, and then have like a some kind of camping cot out there, little TV, and with an off-air antenna, and AC and a space heater. So it's gonna be pretty cool. Still only be 20 feet from the house, but feel like we're roughing it out in the Alaskan wilderness or something.
Hey, while I got Rick and Stacy on, do you want to mention the people we got lined up for December? Rick, the guy that you
I got Fred Melkor for next Monday.
Yeah,
Fred's
you want
Joe
to talk about him a little
collector.
bit before we what?
So we did get him.
Fred's a Joe collector and a photographer. And what else does he do? Oh, he builds models. He likes to build vehicle models. So he's an old toy guy, and I think he'll be interesting to talk to. Fun
Does he have
guy.
a YouTube channel?
He does not.
Okay,
Not that I know of.
but he posts on our Facebook pages.
Oh yeah, he's in all the Facebook, all the Joe groups.
Okay, cool.
And I want to give I mentioned Mike Combs before.
Yeah.
And his YouTube channel is the Toy Soldier Outpost.
Yep.
And Mike had aggressive chemo done. And then he came home for Thanksgiving, and now he's back in the hospital for 3 more weeks, having more chemo. So if you guys are familiar with him and you want to, just think about him and wish him send him some good vibes and maybe say hi to him on Facebook. He's a good guy. He's a fun guy. I wanted to try to get him on the show.
Yeah, I signed up to his page after we had that.
Yeah.
That one.
And we had him on Terry's show. He does some cool stuff. He does some Joe custom work and stuff like that. So he's a nice guy.
Stacy, you want to talk about your
Yeah, well, we got 2. So we got Tony T.
Tony T's in the chat room right now, so he knows he's lined up for.
Yeah, and then we got Jim Casey. So hopefully both those
Jim
guys.
Casey, he's from Canada.
He's Canada, yeah.
And he just said he was working on trying to get his room set up and his internet and make sure everything works. So hopefully in the next 2 weeks or so
Right
before by
I
Christmas.
talked to him. He's really far back. He's like, it looks like it's 20 feet, but I think he said it's like 8 to 10 feet. But that's like, it's, so it's not possible to do right now. But as soon as he gets it done, so he'll let us know, and then we'll. So that's what we got planned so far for those 2. So for sure. So.
Fridays, Figures, and Fago.
That's Mike's. Yeah.
That's Mike. Yeah, yeah.
You know what Fago is?
Oh yeah.
I had never heard of Fago. So
Really?
it's a soda. Yeah, they don't sell it up here. Thank God.
Yeah, I don't care for it. I remember it. I don't care for it. But I didn't know they were still selling it.
Mike likes it. Mike
Yeah, they got good. They got some. They make a lot of off the wall flavors. You can get like cotton candy and stuff. So it's pretty good.
Rye.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
It looks like it will kill you.
Oh,
Yeah.
So we grew up with a soda called Squirt. Did you ever hear that? Squirt?
I've heard of Squirt. Yeah.
Kind of like a Mountain Dew-ish.
Yep.
Mellow yellow combination.
It's grapefruit in it. It's a grapefruit soda.
Yeah, it's grapefruit. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Used to love that, man.
Except that ain't grapefruit.
No, but it's grapefruit flavored. Yeah. It's soda or it's pop, depending on where part of the
pop.
You're from, right?
Soda, tonic up here where I grew up.
Oh, really? Tonic?
Tonic? I never heard of that.
Yeah, just meant a Coke or something like that. Tonic.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Mike. Anything else you want to talk about?
Mike, tell us what other Action Man vehicles you're looking for.
Because Rick's got a bunch he's selling.
Yeah, I did have the rare headquarters, but I sold it to Paul. So I
got that one.
I like to see him put out a video eventually. See what he does with it.
Okay, so you know what I was going to originally do with that, right?
Yeah.
And then that guy went off the air, and he's not on. So
yeah, if you guys don't know, for the 3 3/4-inch GI Joes, there's one of the bigger YouTubers, Hooded Cobra Commander. He did this thing where a bunch of GI Joe content creators collaborate every July, I think. And Paul was going to do a video, but before it could even happen, the guy threw in the towel randomly after probably like 10 years on YouTube.
He had a lot of subscribers, like 20, 30,000. I mean, he was
Yeah.
big.
I don't
know why he gave
blame
it
him
up.
though. I mean, I don't blame him. I went to his first video and saw what he looked like in his last video, and it's like
Yeah.
he had been put through the ringer, man. Because I've been watching him for 10 years, and he went through like this crazy divorce and
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff. So YouTube wore his butt out. It really did. It's,
Wow.
Yeah. So HCC 788. I had him on the show one time, right at the very, very beginning. He was actually one of our funny interview guys, man.
Yeah,
He
he's
played
hilarious.
along with us, man.
No, he's hilarious. Yeah, I guess he, like I said, he treated it like a full-time job, even though he worked
Yeah.
a full-time job.
Yeah.
And he set out to review every single vintage GI Joe from 82 to 94, and in every vehicle and all that. And he got pretty far along. I mean, he did probably at least 75% of the stuff. And so even if he hasn't covered it, somebody else has.
Yeah.
So, he did kind of like God's work, and there's a review for every GI Joe from that era now up on YouTube. Most of them by him, some by other people. I did one or two.
I don't think anybody took over the July thing though, did they?
No, not that I heard.
It just fell apart. Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, so Moondoggy's with us.
Yeah.
You don't-
Edmund,
Yeah.
how you doing, Edmund?
Yeah, for Action Man, I'm not big on it, but I don't love it to death. I was already kind of aging out of toys by the time those were hitting the shelf. But it's kind of like the true. It has less to do with Palatoy Action Man and more to do with being like the continuation of Hall of Fame GI Joe. They just there was not even an app. They just rebranded it and kept making the stuff. So there's a couple items that I want to pick up. There's a figure called Natalie that's like a female figure, and they use that as the basis to make like these convention exclusive or employee exclusive Lady J Hall of Fame figures. So if you get Hasbro Action Man Natalie figure, paint her hair brown, and you use like the some of the female classic collection uniform bits, you can put together, you can kit bash this like uber rare figure that no one has.
Well, didn't they come out with the Lady J way back in the day, Stacy? You could only get it through the convention or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
you had to it was convention, but you had to save the box top things, didn't you?
But I mean, it was a 12-inch figure though, right? It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you get Action Man Natalie and you get the right uniforms, you can make your own.
Right.
Yeah. So I want to get one of those to convert it into the Natalie figure itself is actually pretty rare. Like if in the box they sell for $300 or $400. But you can find a loose one that's a little beat up for less than $100. I've seen them. I just
Murray said he sold one. He sold a Natalie figure.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So yeah.
So eventually I'll get a Natalie just to make a Lady J out of it. And they made a stealth bomber that's super cool. So I'll probably grab that. And they made a cool, I don't know, I guess I got to get this building built first before I start buying Action Man. That's the problem, the vehicles. At one point I had almost every vintage GI Joe vehicle, and it took up so much space.
You said there was an Action Man Hummer?
I have it.
You have that one? What color is that?
It's orange.
Oh, it's the orange color.
It's really cool. It opens up into this big like command center. It's really wild.
Wow.
I'll next week I'll show it. I'll dig it out. It's over there on the shelf over there.
Yeah,
How many do you have?
They're saying she's really rare.
How many do you have?
Yeah.
How many what?
How many of the Hummers do you have? Just one?
Just one. I got it from England.
Oh, did
That was a story. The guy had it for sale as an auction, and I messaged him. And the auction was like for $40 or something. And I messaged him and I said, "I'll give you $120 for it." And he said, "No, I'm selling it for my son, and I want to wait. I want to wait for it to go through the auction." And I was like, "Sure, I'll give you $150 for it." He says, "No, I'm gonna wait." I got it for $50. I won the auction for $50, and the guy, I said, "Dude,"
There
and
you
he
go.
said, "Hey, you won it fair and square," and he sent it to me.
Yeah.
Yep.
From England. It was wild. I danced when I won that. I literally danced.
You probably paid more for shipping than you did the figure. Right?
Back then it was several years ago, but the shipping wasn't killer. The
Yeah.
whole thing. So, and I got it for way cheaper than I expected it to go for. So, I
Well,
walked up.
like 150 plus shipping. So
Yeah, right.
You
you
never
know,
see. I never saw one, and you don't see them anywhere.
Yeah, I can't even remember what that. I don't even know if I've ever seen that. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
They also made a really cool Volkswagen Beetle. That was, I think, a lot of this stuff was European exclusive, but
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. The Beetle was neat.
yeah.
I had 2 of the rally cars, but I sold those.
Well,
Yeah.
according to Murray Corrigan, nobody's shipping anything in or out of Canada
Yeah.
right now. Anyhow, they're all. If you're not familiar, if you're not aware of that, I wasn't aware of it until we talked to him earlier. That the postmen are all on strike. It's a union strike in Canada right now, so nobody can ship in or out of Canada right now.
That sucks.
But Andy says after I said that, Andy says he's dead. I am dead, Rick. I don't know what do you mean, Andy?
yeah, exactly. What does that mean?
I think he's just
Yeah.
basically laughing his butt off about
About
tagging
price.
that off for so cheap.
Oh,
Yeah.
believe me, I've way overpaid for other stuff, so it all evened out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, right. You get one good deal and then
Yeah.
three. Tony T said Amazon Tracker 4x4 is my favorite.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ernie.
that's like the Hall of Fame Jeep, I'm pretty sure, but it's modified to where there's no windshield, and then they add like these this cool injection molded like equipment set that sits on the hood. It's like the Rhino Jeep, but heavily modified.
Oh, it's the Rhino Jeep.
Yeah,
Because that's just a blow mold. It's nothing special, right?
well, the Rhino Jeep is injection molded. It's it's like the 1994 Hall of Fame Jeep.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pretty.
Yeah, I know.
But then Action Man did several versions of it that added new tooling, new parts.
Yeah.
I think the Amazon Tracker is one of the ones that deletes the windshield, and where the windshield clips in, it adds like different equipment. So
okay.
different.
I have those guys are talking about the Formula One car. I have that too.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's a nice piece. That's wicked nice.
Well, we're almost at the top of the hour. What else you got, man? Anybody got anything? Anybody in the chat rooms got questions here?
Yeah, how many bunks are you gonna have in the in the adventure team hut?
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question. I'll probably will build a bunk, just for storage and use it. Put vehicles up there, but then I can pull them down and put a little mattress in there.
Yeah,
that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's. I mean, you can imagine it's gonna. Like I said, it's gonna be almost like a self-sustaining little building. For like post-hurricane survival, not that I'm at any risk of anything. Hurricanes are way overblown. All the
So
other
are you going to run electricity and water out to it too to be able to? Or no?
Probably not. I want to do solar. Have a solar setup for to power the I probably will run electricity out there just to be able to keep climate control, heat and air in there during the year. If I wasn't putting part of my collection out there, then I wouldn't need it. But I can't let the GIOs cook in the sun, and it gets cold here too. So if I put plastic action figures out there, they'll be sitting out there freezing in about 20 degrees in the winter. And then they'll be cooking, over 100 degrees in the summer. So it's not.
Yeah.
I'll have to.
You won't have them long.
Yeah. No.
I think Andy in Indy is hitting on me. He's asking me the color of my eyes. I hardly know
Ernie,
you, Andy, but I know we met once in at the Kentuckiana. Now he wants to know the color of my eyes. So
Ernie wants to see some of your collection, Mike.
Yeah, let
Might have-
me. I guess while we're wrapping up here, the signal might get a little iffy, but let me see how see how far we get down the hallway. A little messy in the game room. Let me turn some lights on.
So Murray just sent me a picture of that. Is that what you're talking about?
No,
That's one of them. That's one of the ones that does add new tooling and stuff. But there's a different one that
Bring it up big for everybody else.
that's based on Rhino.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
still the Rhino. But they did multiple
That's Action Man,
versions.
though, right? That's still
Yeah, that-
Action Man, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have that too. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a nice one.
Yeah.
That's like a safari thing. That's
Okay.
Yeah,
behind
okay,
it
so-
there.
Yeah, signal's not looking too bad. So yeah, I've got some stuff packed up.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we got pretty much the whole run of
That's a Hall of Fame series there.
Hall of Fame at the top, and I'm still going through and getting Hall of Fame bodies and outfitting equipment packs on them because
Yep.
I have a good
Oh
portion
yeah.
of the equipment packs
There you go.
on the wall there. So yeah, here's some vintage stuff or vintage era stuff. Got my mission splashdown capsule that actually will parachute. I have parachuted it before.
So what are the blue things in the bottom of that?
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
Yeah, so they're
look
bottle
pop-
cap, and
Yeah.
I want to put 2 liters, empty 2 liters on them, and so then that way when I drop it, it doesn't go crashing down to the base.
Aha. Okay.
cushion. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
cushion. Yeah, and yeah. So then we got there's our adventure team headquarters, and that's kind of like what I was talking about. That's what it's going to look like, just folded up, but with the top pulled out. But it's
Nice.
make in my head. Yeah. Then we got here's a vintage painted head here. Got him from Ace, and then a couple of my custom figures I've been building. I'm calling them Operation Urgent Fury, which is the code name for Grenada that happened in '82, and I'm gonna make a Grenada force. They have defender jumpsuits, painted flocked head, action hands, and olive drab accessory. And here we go. I'm trying to film kind of upside down and backwards here. Here's some classic collection stuff, and some random stuff here. I got the GI Joe tissues. I had some of these for kindergarten. My mom sent me to kindergarten with those, and then I got a lot of the Beavis and Butthead collection out right now. If any Beavis and Butthead fans, and rotating some stuff out.
Where'd you get those giant head sculpts, man?
Oh,
Those
they're Halloween masks.
Oh, Halloween mask. Okay.
Yeah, those are from 2011. Yeah, I'm probably in the top 5 easily of biggest Beavis and Butthead collection in the world. But they made so many random accessories and stuff. Let's see what we got in here. Here's the toilet paper in the box.
Awesome.
And then back there is the aftershave. It smells
That
just
looks like
brew.
it's been used.
Yeah, it's actually, I've had it. It's in mint condition, but it's yellowed, sort of like a action figure bubble. Just from being on display since the 90s and all my childhood bedroom and all that. And they got a Marvel Comics series. I got a full run of the comics and soundtracks and shoes and they made tons of Beavis and stuff.
Tony T said he wants to see Urgent Fury figs up close.
Yeah, let me show you. Here, let me see. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, this is the let me get some light. So yeah, you just take it's just a little concept I've been putting together. I haven't really done a video on it or told anybody yet, but you just take, an Elite Brigade figure, fuzz head, action hands. But the hardest thing to do is to track down the lighting's weird in here. Track down the Defender jumpsuits, especially in good condition. So that's why I got 2 of these guys so far. And then I've been using Coswald's olive drab boots and
the holster, yeah.
The
Who made the dog tag?
Oh, Chuck gave me that. Yeah, Chuck. I ran into Chuck at Joe Lana, and that's an Axis of Awesome dog tag. But I'm probably gonna get there's an official. If you served in the War of the '80s, Operation Urgent Fury, which I don't know, military buffs will probably tell you it lasted for like 3 days. But if you served in that, there was like a patch. So I wanted to get little 3D printed dog tags of that patch. And I talked to Chuck about it, but he said it was too small to get the details in there. But we could probably make something. I don't know. But yeah, it's in my head canon. I imagine that instead of doing a real American hero in 1982, they just brought back 12-inch. And it would be like based on Grenada. So that's
Get a Hall of Fame strike cycle. Somebody's.
Oh yeah.
I got that.
I got the Hall of Fame. It's funny. All these guys, Stacy and Paul and Rick. Yep. Most GI Joe collectors they have like a full run of the Hall of Fame, but they don't really display it. It's just kind of like checking a box on a collection, thing to grab. But for me, I grew up with them, so they're probably even though the bodies are terrible and they have their faults.
Yeah, it's what you remember though.
Yeah, it's what I grew up with. Yeah. So we got another thing over here. It's pretty interesting. We got the Hasbro Action Man Game Boy game.
Wow.
I remember that.
Yeah, and that's sitting in front of my Action Man here. There, he's kind of almost like John J. Rambo, Green Beret. You got Max Steel.
There's a Max Steel I see there. He doesn't belong.
Yeah, Max Steel. Yeah.
Oh, there's always room for Max. Come on.
Alan Dawson wants to know if you have the green shirt rock and roll. There was 2 of those.
Yeah, no, I know of it. Yeah, I know of it. Paul has both of them.
Yeah, Paul Knapp has that.
Yeah. No, I know of it. I think I owned it previously, but I once I get all the other stuff put together and displayed, then I'll
you should have started with your man cave tonight. Everybody's got questions now. See, now we're running.
Yeah. Usually the signal isn't good, so I don't come back here.
You're breaking up a little bit, but not much.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, I've been putting together. Here, let's see. I've been putting together all the Batman figures. Kenner made like a ridiculous amount of different Batmans: Aqua Batman, Iron Winch Batman, Arctic Batman. So I've been buying those. They're cheap, Yeah. I've been collecting a lot of stuff that's just dirt cheap because don't got a lot of money to throw around. So I've been getting, me and my daughter watch SpongeBob, so I've been getting SpongeBob toys and there's another Hall of Fame set there. That's one of my favorite ones with the zip line.
Yep.
Yeah, I got some lots of stuff in here. Video games. We got the movie collection a bit.
Yeah, but it's organized. It's not like Rick's house. It's organized.
Well, I'll show you. The floor is a little messy here.
You don't have to show the floor.
Yeah, don't show the floor.
What's that monster? I remember that commercial. What's that monster?
Oh yeah, that's My Pet Monster. So that's
My Pet Monster. Yeah.
So I never had one of these. It is kind of like my age range, my era, but I never had one. But over the years, me and my wife been together for almost 18 years, we just hit 18 years, and she always sees different YouTube channels or different stuff that I show her retro commercials and all kinds of stuff. I'm always, I'm obsessed with the past. And she would always see these My Pet Monsters at Jolana or YouTube old commercials on YouTube and stuff. And she never had one, but she would just light up and think it was like the coolest thing ever. And she always wanted a My Pet Monster. And so, and they go for a lot of money. So they, a nice one like this is like, $300 if you got the
Holy crap.
the handcuffs. And so I got this guy, I got him for like $100 because his horn was ripped and his leg was ripped off. And I'm actually pretty handy with sewing. So I went ahead and bought them and fixed them up, nearly perfect. And they're hard to find too, where they still have this paint on their hands. A lot of the ones on eBay, it'll just be like white cotton fabric, and because the paint cracks off of them. But yeah, he's in pretty good shape. So I bought her the My Pet Monster for Christmas last year, and then for her birthday, I got the handcuffs.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the Spock pillow or whatever that is?
We got Action Man. They made an Hasbro Action Man bed set.
Like Spock. Okay.
I made a quick video about this on my channel, but the duvet cover, here, let's see. The duvet cover, you can lay it out and it's like a base. Here, let me set this tripod down here. Here. This is actually pretty cool. So you could play Action Man like on your bed.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So it was a play mat, like it was.
Yeah, it was. It's almost like a new version of the the training tower, play mat. So
yeah, nice.
Yeah, so pretty neat. And on one side you had Action Man like that, and then the other side you had the play mat. It's 168. Nice. So yeah, I found that for $20. And I'm always just looking for crazy deals on eBay, and so
yeah,
dude, man,
very cool.
I think we need to make this a regular thing for our show.
Oh, yeah,
all new guests have to do a tour of their room, man.
Yeah, I'm down with it. Yeah, that video was last week was a lot of fun, just seeing you guys talk about your collections and stuff. So, here we got my AV set up over here. We got the CRT TV with the VCR. Got the original Nintendo hooked up to that, and then for stuff with HD connections, I got the 32-inch TV, and we got the Wii hooked up. I got the Retron 77. This is an Atari that hooks up to the HD TV, so you can play all the Atari games on that. And then I got the little mini Sega, does the same thing. And I got my Laserdisc player down here, HD DVD. Wow. Yeah, I got a whole Laserdisc collection. I don't know if you guys can see.
Where's your Betamax?
Yeah, I've had one, but they die on me. I got a couple of nice VCRs though that seem to be pretty bulletproof. I've been running them for like 10 years, and I used to have like 250 tapes on this media shelf, but I pared down those a lot because a lot of them were worth a good little bit, and I wasn't watching them anyway. So I just got some of the essentials: American Graffiti, Back to the Future. Here we got Barbie's Dance Club, pretty good one. Some of these tapes I've had since I was a kid. Canine.
There you go. You were looking for that.
Yeah.
Barbie's Dance Club.
That one is this one's noteworthy because there's like a viral like meme, this really funny clip of this kid dancing on here, and people didn't even know what it was from. They just knew that they just saw this kid dancing, and then I found that tape at Goodwill, popped it in, watched it for like 2 or 3 minutes, and there he was. So I was like, that's what it comes from, a Barbie video. So I had to hang on to it. Here we go. This is one of my favorite movies, The Last Starfighter.
Oh God, yeah, that was good.
Yeah. To me, like you know, I don't want to. It's probably blasphemy to talk crap on Star Wars, but you know, if you go back and watch the original movie from 1977, it's a little slow.
Yep.
It's iconic. It's classic. It's always going to be a masterpiece. But I think at the same time, it's just a little overrated. I think people overhype, you know, the Star Wars movies, and if you want to show them to like younger generations, they'll, you know, you'll build it up in their head too much, and they'll watch, this kind of clunky movie, at least the first one. But The Last Starfighter, to me, that makes me feel like other people think Star Wars makes them feel. Like it's just kind of like fish out of water story. And you get, if for anybody that hasn't seen it, you know, the kid gets recruited from playing here's some
video games. Yeah.
Playing video games. And I got the
Jeff Shear just joined us, and he said your room looks like a time machine, bro.
Yeah, I got a lot of cool stuff in here. I got picked these up on a little trip me and my wife went on at the A&W mugs. Oh, and here we got a couple. There's Howdy Doody.
Howdy Doody. Yep.
Charlie McCarthy.
Yeah.
And then I got Flappy here. I'm working on him. I got him cheap on eBay, and he's from the Goosebumps books, and I got to get these marks off his chin. So, no, and a couple Hot Toys down here. Anybody who's into Hot Toys, I'm selling those for a friend. Yeah, my friend has like 35 Hot Toys that he paid like $300-400 each for, and he bought them like years ago. He's in the process of selling them, so I've been slinging them on eBay for him.
Action Joe Figs is with us still. Andy and Indy. Any more questions from my eyes or my,
Yeah, anything else? Oh, here we got this. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff in here. I got my wife got me this. This is production artwork from the Beavis and Butthead Do America movie. And then I got a animation cell from the show. And got some Atari stuff on here. This is like a little baby on board you'd put in your window in the 80s, but it's Atari player on board. Yeah. And this carnival mirror here, I've had that in my room since I was like 8 years old. So I've been hanging on to that. And
those are 2600 games up there, right?
Yeah. My buddy got me that from Hobby Lobby, I think. Yeah, there's a few ColecoVision in there, but mostly 2600. Yeah, I'm real big on Atari. For the uninitiated, my daughter is named Atari. I named her Atari 17 years ago. So big on that. Yeah, that's her legal name. So I would have never named a kid after a video game system, but at my job, this is 2000, going back to 2007. At my job, I had a coworker that was older than I was. I was like 22, and had a coworker, like 26-year-old, like African American girl, beautiful adult girl. Her, I guess her parents thought it was a good idea in like 1978 to name her Atari. And so me and my wife were like, wow, that works really well as a name. So we went with it,
I just got a picture from Andy from Indy. I don't know if this is the other one you guys were talking about.
That's the one. Yeah. Yeah. Now so I don't know what that one's called, but
no, that's not it.
well, that's one of the iterations. I don't know what they're called, but there's several.
He said it's Mission Sahara 4x4 from Action Man.
Okay, yeah. So the orange one might be the Amazon one, might be named the Amazon. But that's one of the ones I was talking about where they create new tooling and add it on to the hood. Because like here's the Rhino up here. Let me see if you guys can see it.
Yeah, that's the regular Rhino.
Yeah. So then the one that Andy just showed you, they delete the windshield and they delete that little engine hatch cover, and then they just put the sandbags or whatever on there. And then the orange one you guys showed earlier, they add like the equipment racks on the roof and delete the gun and all. So they tons of kids had this one. It was pretty popular. But
Yeah.
then the later Action Man ones are pretty obscure, I would say.
And that was just hard plastic blow mold up, right?
Yeah, well, it's
Injection
injection
mold.
mold, but the tires might be kind of blow molded.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real deal toy. I mean, well made. And this isn't my original. I bought this one mint in the box and assembled it to have like a mint one. But I still have my original, man, and it's rock solid there. It's one of the strongest toys. I think they worked with Tonka to make it, or maybe Hasbro had bought out Tonka because the wheels say Tonka on them. And the only thing that happens to them is these little running board step ladder thingies right
They
there.
break. Yeah, they snap.
Yeah, they all break off. Yeah. But it's a killer Jeep. It's almost like too big. Works well with the vintage guys. So
Paul,
Well, hey man, thanks for your room tour, bro. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
bring me
Need to
up.
do that with everybody now.
Bring me up big. I'll show you the Humvee.
Excuse me,
Oh,
sir.
wow.
Bring me up big.
Oh, that's the orange one there.
I don't know if I've ever seen that. That's
I've
crazy.
never seen that one before.
That's actually it's modeled after a Humvee, so
Oh,
it
that's the
doesn't look
Humvee
like
that
the
comes
Rhino.
apart. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what it looks. That's the best I can get. I'll have
Action-
to pull it
Action
down for
Man.
next week. Yeah, Action Man.
Yeah, there's
That's
a
the
website. There's a website called Figure Realm, I think, and they have pictures of all that stuff. So I'll have to see if they have that on there.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Mike, I appreciate you joining us tonight, man. It's been a while, but got you back on.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Those of you in the chat room that aren't subscribed to your channel, you want to just talk about your YouTube channel real quick, how they can find you?
Yeah, so you can search up Mike's GI Dojo on YouTube. I don't have like an official link, I know off the top of my head, but I'm just about. I think I'm at like 599 subscribers, and I've been running the channel since 2019. And I bounce around with my focus. It always kind of goes back to 1/6 scale GI Joe. Sometimes I'll show some Ninja Turtles on there or some of the little GI Joes, but for the most part, I focus on 1/6 scale figures. And also there's a channel called Toy Polloy that I'm a huge fan of, and I've kind of taken a lot of his repair methods and use them in like a practical way, kind of break it down more simple for people who want to copy his work or my work. So there's some cool repair videos on there, and just a lot of random stuff. There is an old video of us parachuting the Mission Splashdown capsule from a couple years ago, and me and my daughter recently zip lined a GI Joe off the top of like a football stadium.
Football stadium. That was pretty cool.
So yeah, just lots of random GI Joe or GI Joe adjacent stuff on Mike's GI Dojo. I try to upload every time I get a new toy, which can be every week or sometimes once a month, depending on what's going on in my life. And then also I have a second YouTube channel that's called McFly, youtube.com/flyingonblades. And I do, extreme skate stunts, do flips, grind on rails and stuff like that. And that channel's a little bigger, but it's kind of like I guess GI Joe's a little bit of a dying hobby, but rollerblading is kind of a dying thing too. So during COVID, a lot of people got back into it and then they got hurt. So it's kind of dying back off again. But yeah, I got the 2 YouTube channels, and
you're on Instagram too, right?
Yeah, and my Instagram is at Flying on Blades, and that's kind of a hybrid where I put GI Joe stuff, rollerblade stuff. Yeah, so that's pretty interesting. I post videos on there. Sometimes you'll see some Beavis and Butthead stuff on there, but that's my 3 big things is GI Joe, Beavis and Butthead, and rollerblading, and I guess the 4th one is retro games. So
yeah.
So yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on, and go check if you're big into GI Joe, go check out the channel and see some
Mike's GI
stuff.
Dojo on YouTube, folks. So let's sign him up. Let's get him over 1,000 so he can start making some money there.
Yeah.
Gotta fund that headquarters.
And pretty soon, Rick and Stacy are actually going to have a YouTube channel, right, guys?
Well, you never know.
Yeah, if we do, you'll be our first guest, Paul.
Yes.
I just like to see all your. If you did something with all those photos you take, Rick, man, holy crap, you'd have all
Well,
kind of subscribers.
if you don't have you know how you do those videos in the beginning of the show, I can send you some pictures and you can put together a slideshow one day.
Every week, man, just send me stuff. I'll do it. Yeah,
All right. I'll
I
send
did.
you.
I did Rick or Jeff's last week that he sent the videos. So.
Yeah.
So I appreciate all the happy birthdays, Jeff. Thanks for the late happy birthday there. Appreciate it. And next week, your guest is up, Rick, right? Fred
Melchor,
next
yeah.
week. And the week after, Stacy, your guy's here.
Which one?
Casey, right? We're
Right,
hoping.
Yeah. Well, it's either that or Tony T. Whoever comes up first.
Tony T. Yeah, Tony T sending me stuff here, and I was like, dude, you need to come on the show because you got too much stuff. he's sending me all kind of stuff.
He doesn't come on the show.
And then I have to go back and look at these chats. Somebody in the chat room said they wanted to come on the show. They had some custom stuff, so that's cool. So we got some people lined up for December.
Yeah, good.
So again, thanks to everybody that showed up tonight, and have a great week.
Have a good one, guys.
See you later, everybody. Thanks for being on, Mike.
Yeah, thank you.